Are we recording? Yes, we are. Okay. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Team Fit Revolution team call. I am acting as host this week because I'm super excited about our guest speaker that we have. Carolyn and I met in Punta Cana, and we just within seconds of talking to each other, we were like, oh my gosh, we were just totally jiving, talking business. And we were like, when we get home, we got to swap team calls and share knowledge because this girl is kicking ass, and I'm really excited to hear all about what she has to share with us tonight. So really quickly though, I want to share a couple announcements and things just to make sure you guys know, because I'm telling you, July, August, just really the next 6 months are about to be crazy. So I want to make sure you guys know about everything. July is actually going to be really crazy busy. Of course, we got Summit in less than 2 weeks. I cannot believe it. This is gonna be my 4th Summit, and I'm feeling really sentimental about it because I don't know. It gets better and better every year. I don't know how, but it continues. They just blow me out of the water. I'm really excited to hear all the announcements and see the team. It's gonna be great. So for those of you who are gonna be at Summit, make sure that you are doing your best to be present, take lots of notes, take it all in. And one of my favorite tips that I think has really helped me over the last few years at Summit is anytime that you're in a session or, the general sessions or the whatever, and you hear, something just really strikes you and it really hits home with where you're at in your business, look to the back of your notebook and write that down immediately. And then those big moments that really speak to you, write that down. And then at the end of Summit, you kind of have all of your biggest takeaways there separated from all of your notes, and then you really know what to focus on when you get back. Just a little extra tip for you guys. But along with that, we have the next sneak peek for Shift Shop is going to be on Monday, you guys, Monday, July 3rd on Beachbody On Demand. So if you didn't get a chance to try out Shift Shop during the first sneak peek, you're going to get another chance. Even if you did do the first one, which I did, I loved it. I'm going to be doing this one too. I'm really excited. And it's just a really great way for you to pump up the program, get people excited about the program before it comes out at Summit, okay? And we have also Team Cup registration is opening up middle of July 13th. So we're going to, talk a little bit more about this, obviously, when it gets a little bit closer. But I just want to let you guys know, make sure that you kind of have this on your calendar, have this on your radar, that August is Team Cup month, okay? So registration is going to open. They've changed the rules this time with Team Cup. They have a couple different rules. They switched, you can have 2 diamonds on a team now instead of just 1. If you're a star diamond, there can only be 1 star diamond on the team per team, but there can be 2 diamonds now, which I think is going to be an interesting way to kind of mix up the teams. Is everybody muted? Hold on really quick.
Lex, I don't know if you wanted that graphic up, but I still see Carolyn.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me share my screen. Stop share. Hold on. Here, hold on. Sorry. Go back to what I was doing. Is that better? Can you guys see? Oh, yeah. No, this is the one I wanted up. Is this what you see? Is this the same graphic?
I don't see. Are you talking about the one with the dates? Because I don't see the dates.
Oh, no. I'm not sharing any dates. Just Carolyn's picture. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm just running.
Shut up.
It's okay. I'm just running through the dates really quick. So what was I talking about? Oh, Team Cup. They're changing up the rules a little bit. It's going to be 2 diamonds, and then the way that you earn prizes is going to be different next month too. It's not going to be tiered prizes. Instead, you can earn an individual prize for you if you hit Success Club. So whether your team does anything or not, if you hit Success Club, you earn a prize. And then if everybody on your team hits Success Club, then all of you guys get a team prize. So I kind of like that. It kind of switches things up, makes Team Cup a little bit different dynamic. So I'm really excited for that. And of course, you guys know Shift Shop is going to be coming out at Summit. So obviously, hopefully most of you guys are set up with Beachbody On Demand. Don't have to worry about anything. You can kind of get started with that right away. We're going to have a team challenge group starting on July 24th. And we're going to, again, talk more about this, but I just want to kind of make sure you guys know all about this stuff, kind of have it on your radar. And I'm going to be sharing a calendar that I'm working on with all of this important info for you guys a little bit later. I'm still working on it and getting everything in there because there's literally so much shit going on over the next few months. But just want to make sure you guys know about all the July stuff because it's really exciting. And I think it's going to be great momentum for us to finish off the year. Okay, so let's get started, guys. I want to kind of get into our call and introduce Carolyn. Like I said, you guys, I met her in Punta Cana. Side note, when you're on like at the Beachbody trips, or if you go to Summit, whatever, make friends and talk to the people next to you, because I swear this is how I've made like all of my friends outside of our team in Beachbody. It's just striking up conversations. And so Carolyn and I met, we were at the bar in Punta Cana. I was figuring out what drink I wanted to order, and she was next to me and she was like, I'm gonna get a dirty banana. And I was like, what's a dirty banana? And she like explained it to me, and the rest is history, right? I mean, so we just bonded over dirty bananas, and just had really great conversation. And, you know, she is rocking it in her business right now, as you guys can see. She is a lifetime 6-star diamond. She is diamond in her second business center. She is elite this year, you guys, which is freaking awesome. Not just elite, but top 100. She ended as number 87 in the company. That is freaking amazing. And she's currently ranked number 84. She's a Success Club legend, 35 straight months in a row hitting Success Club, you guys. That is like a serious foundation for your business that she's building right there. And she also hit Premier in 2015. She's a team leader on the leadership ladder. And this is the part that I think is amazing. She's a retired teacher at 23. So she was able to retire from her teaching job. And now she's a fiance, dog mom, girl boss, just kicking ass. And I'm just really excited to hear everything that she has to share with us. So Carolyn, I am going to stop the screen share and turn it over to you, girlfriend.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear my dog being annoying on the loudest toy ever? Because every time I do these, he picks like the loudest toy and just gnaws away. But at least he's over there and not bothering me. But yeah, my name is Carolyn, and I'm really excited to be here to get to talk to you today. I did want to share a little bit of my story before I dove into all this stuff, so you guys kind of know where I'm coming from. I apologize for like the really dark shadow on my face. The lighting in my place is not the best, but it's whatever. So I started, like I was first introduced to Beachbody workouts when I was in high school, and we used P90X and Insanity for preseason for field hockey and lacrosse, which is kind of cool. And that's when I kind of just started getting into doing the workouts, but I wasn't really doing them because I wanted to follow a program and wanted to lose weight. I was in high school. I was just playing sports. And then I went to college, and fitness was my way to escape the drama of college. I had really, really shitty roommates, and I actually made a post about them today. So I'm not going to talk about them on this call, but if you want to go check out the post I made today, there's a little snippet of kind of some of the things that I went through. But as sucky as all of that was, that is like a huge reason why I'm as successful as I am in this business, because I have a really deep story and I have things that I've overcome, and those are things that I talk about and I help other people overcome them too. So I was graduating college. I was in a sorority, so I was drinking a lot and eating a lot of stuff I shouldn't have, and I gained like the freshman 13 and a half-ish. And I was looking at myself in the mirror. I had just gotten over a breakup, and I was like overweight and I was unhappy. And I didn't recognize who I was, and I didn't want to enter my adult life not knowing like who I was and feeling the way I was feeling. So when I was in college, though, I always did a lot of like unhealthy things as far as like trying to lose weight. I would do detox teas. I would do laxatives. I would do them so often that like I wouldn't be able to go out sometimes because like I would shit my pants, which is like super embarrassing. But I would just do it because I was like, oh, well, I'll feel better afterwards. It'll be fine. I'll be skinny. And that a lot of that really messed up my stomach for a very long time. So I wanted to do it the right way. I wanted to lose weight and be healthy in my adult life. And I started with the 21-day fix. I was actually on the 21-day fix infomercial, which is kind of cool. And that was it. I did the program one time, and I was like, all right, this is amazing. This is simple. Like I can do this for life. I don't feel like I'm starving. And I started to just continue to follow it. But I actually ended up canceling my Shakeology because I was broke as a joke. I was in college. I had no money. I didn't have a job yet. And then I saw my friend from high school who did some 3-day cleanse type of thing. And I asked her about it. And she told me, oh, it's this, it's the 3-day refresh and Shakeology. And I was like, oh, I know what that is. I used to drink that, but it's too expensive. I can't afford it. And she's like, oh, well, if you're a coach, it's cheaper. It's only $97 if you're a coach. I'm like, okay, cool. Sign me up. I'll do that. So I signed up because I wanted a discount on Shakeology. And although I have never missed a month of Success Club since I started, I really can't say that I was really all in my first 6 months, because I was just kind of like, I think I just got lucky with it. I'm like, yeah, I posted every once in a while. People were interested in what I was doing because it was something new. It was something like, oh, this is interesting. I did hit Emerald in my first month. I did hit Success Club my first 3 months. I was a Success starter, but I didn't really go full force until January 2015. And that was the year that we, as a whole team, went from Emerald to 3-star Diamond Premier in 1 year. So everyone has a date that they signed up. Mine was July 2014. It was like the 22nd, I think. But everyone also has a date that they went for it and started their business. And that for me is a different date. That for me is January 11th, 2015, because that's when I went to Super Saturday. So if you're sitting here now and you've been a coach for like a really long time and you're not seeing your business where you want it to be, don't think that, oh, well, it's just not working for me. Just think, I didn't really start yet. And honestly, can you say, if you've been a coach for 2 years, can you say you've been consistent for 2 years, or you've just been a coach for 2 years? Because that's a big difference. Like, I've been a coach technically for almost 3 years, but I wasn't consistent for 3 years. I was probably only consistent maybe 2 of those 3 years. So it does make a big difference. And don't think that because maybe you've been here a while and you're not seeing the success you want to see yet, that it's impossible, because it's so not true. So I wanted to start with that. I mean, she told you I retired from teaching. I taught for 1 year. So I was like, ooh, big deal. But it just wasn't for me. It was like a negative environment for me. And I just didn't want to, that it didn't allow me to live the kind of life I want to live. I don't like having to like be somewhere at a certain time, and because I'm always late anyway. So like, it's not my thing. I just can't do it. And I just didn't want to be around people who complained about like not having time to be with their families and not having enough money to do things. And I was sitting there like, shit, that's going to be my life. I don't want that. So I worked really hard to not have to do that. But yeah, now we live in Florida. We actually moved down to Florida last year. We just kind of packed up the car and drove down. And we've been down here for a year now, and things are great, and we love it. We get to just kind of go to the pool every day, so I love that too. But I wanted to hop into my slides, so let me try to, am I able to share? I should be able to, right? We'll try. Yeah, I made slides because I was a teacher, so that's what teachers do. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the waves of change. This is like just a way to talk about different waves in your business, different times, like different seasons. If you want to call it seasons in your business, we say there's like a winter, there's a summer. Summer's where it's like really good. Winter is where it's a little bit slower. But no matter what, there's always going to be things that are going to change in your life. Maybe you're going to get pregnant and have a baby. Maybe you're going to go through a divorce, a breakup. Maybe you're going to lose a family member. Maybe you're going to move. I've moved 2 times in the past year, and it didn't stop me. Like, this was the best year that I've had, and I moved twice in the same year. So no matter what you're going through in your life, as long as you have these 3 areas set and you know that they're going to change as life changes, and you're okay with that, and you know like when to change and how to adjust them, then you're going to be okay. Like, you're going to survive. So the first area are your goals. And if you don't know what your goals are, it's really hard to be successful in this business because you don't know what you're working for. You have to know, what do you want to accomplish? You have to know why you're a coach. We talk about your why all the time, and I'll dive into that a little more in a bit. But it's so important to know that, because if you don't, and you're just like, I mean, it's going to change. For example, when I started, my why wasn't to be here. I mean, it was just that I wanted to pay for my Shakeology. And then it changed, like, oh, I want to help some people. And then I was like, well, you know, it'd be cool to move out of my house someday. And, oh, it'd be awesome to not have any student loans. Or, oh, it would be cool to be a dog mom. Oh, you know what? Living in Florida wouldn't be too bad either. And all of those things. Oh, I'd love to quit my job. And then when I quit my job, I had to update that because I already did it. And if I didn't update it, then I wouldn't have anything to work for. So it was, as soon as you hit your goal, you do have to change it. You can't just say, I'm a coach because I want to leave my job. And then you leave your job and say, well, I did it. So now what? Now why am I here? You always have to readjust as your life is changing. And you always have to redo your why as you've achieved it, or else you have nothing holding you here. Also, too, I think your why needs to have 2 parts to it. It needs to be what's for you what's in it for you. That's like your vision for your life, like what you want your life to look like, what you want your house to look like. I mean, I have like specifics of what I want my house to look like. I know I want one of those closets with the big like bench where you can sit and put your shoes on, and and all white kitchen cabinets and like skylights, all natural lighting on like parts on the beach. The other side is the intercoastal. Like I know what I want my house to look like. I know what I want my life to look like. That's my vision. But the other part of my why is my mission, and that's what I want to do for other people. That's the change that I want to see in the world. And for me, I'm not just a coach. I'm not a health and fitness coach. I don't help people lose weight. Yeah, I do, but that's not why I'm doing this. And for me, my mission is to empower women to conquer self-doubt and find clarity and purpose in their life through health and fitness and building self-confidence. So it's not like I'm just here to help people lose weight and all those things like that I said, empower women to conquer self-doubt and find clarity and purpose. If you go through my post, you'll see those words, clarity, purpose, empower, and self-doubt all the time. Because that's what I'm doing. And the reason, like the fact that I know that's what I'm doing really helps. And that's something that I just kind of figured out. Like that wasn't something that I always knew, like that's what I want to do. But as you grow in this business, you're going to figure those things out and you're going to be able to help people on a whole nother level than just losing weight and things like that. And I went a little far with that, but I just think that's something that's very important to understand. And then your activities. The activities are what's going to get you to your goals. It's one thing to have goals, but it's another thing to like actually do stuff and take action towards your goals. Because you can have as many goals as you want. Like you can fill a whole book of journal with your goals, but if you're not doing anything and you're not taking action consistently every day, then your goals are worth shit because you're not doing anything. Like they're not going to happen. So your activities are going to be a direct reflection of what your goals are. So if your goals are to be an elite coach, your activities might look different than somebody else's goals who may not be pushing for elite. Maybe they're building for income, or maybe they want to retire from their job, or maybe they just want to make some extra money. Like their activities are going to look different than yours. And then your mindset, this is like the cornerstone of this business. To be honest, I thought it was stupid in the beginning. I'm like, I'm not going to read. I don't know. I was an English major. I was a teacher. I was like, I read enough. I don't even like it to begin with. Like, why am I going to read more? So I didn't do it in the beginning. And I really saw that once I started doing it, it really changed my whole outlook on this coaching thing. So it's either you're feeding your mind or you're not. And also, how are you doing it? Are you listening to a podcast? Are you reading a book? What are you doing? Are you doing something that's for you, or are you doing something that my coach just told me to read this book, so I'm going to read this book? You really need to find something that is specific to what you need in your business, what you need in your life. And unfortunately, You Are a Badass is not the book that everybody needs. I know like we always recommend it. It is a great book. I mean, I love it. But sometimes that's not the first book that somebody needs to read. Maybe they need to read a different book. Maybe they want to read Life's Golden Ticket, which is a great one. Stop. No. Go sit down. He's crying. He wants to go outside. So sorry about that. But it's either you're feeding your mind or you're not. And your mind and like your mindset, the thing between your ears, that will make or break you in this business. It's scary, but it will. So if your mindset is stinking, then your team is shrinking and your business is falling apart. That's just one way to look at it. And if your mindset is great, like I was in the Shift Shop test group. I don't know if you guys know that. I didn't really tell her that. But being in that group, like that program, I swear that program, being a part of that group completely changed my business. Because it helped me not just like physically. I mean, it did. I mean, I lost weight and I lost inches and I built muscle and I'm faster and all of that stuff. But my mindset is like here, like you can't even see my hand here. And it wasn't there in the beginning. It wasn't there when I started. Chris is like an incredible human being. Like he's a friend, a coach, a mentor, everything. We are so lucky. This is like a side note. This has nothing to do with my call, but we are so lucky to have him in our family because he is going to help us change more lives. because it's not just about the fitness. It's so much about the mindset. And when you're doing those workouts and the thing, like he's just like pumping PD into your body, it's like personal development for your body. That's what the workout is. I told him, like, you're the Tony Robbins of fitness. Like, that's what you are. So I don't know where I went with that, but the mindset is super important, and you need to have that shit on lock, or your team's just going to be falling apart. And then they're not going to think it's important either. So that was that. As far as your goals, though, you need to figure out what you're building for. Are you building for income, or are you building for recognition? You need to know that. Can't do both. I mean, sometimes you can. I'm luckily in a situation where building for income is also helping with my rank as well. But it's not always going to be that way. And right now I also have a wedding that I need to pay for, so that's kind of important. So you just need to know what you're building for. If you're a Ruby personality, it's kind of hard to pick, but you have to pick. And that's going to make a huge difference in the way you structure your team, the way you place coaches, the way you do your mentorship, everything. So you need to know before you can even do anything what you want. And how you structure your day. Do you have a to-do list? Do you wake up early? Do you work out in the morning? Are you someone who, like, if you wait to work out after work, you're not going to do it and you just skip it? If that's the case, you need to wake your butt up earlier and get it done. If you wake up 30 minutes earlier and you go to bed 30 minutes later, you added a full hour to your day. I tell people this all the time, and they're like, mind blown. Like, oh my God, an extra hour? Like, all we want is more time, right? Wake up 30 minutes earlier, go to bed 30 minutes later, that's your hour. It's crazy, but it works. So another thing about having a schedule is it's not always going to be perfect. Like, some days you're going to crush it. Some days you're going to, like, not. It's just how it works. But having it is going to help you. It's going to help guide you. As long as you're getting the vitals done, as long as you're getting your workout done, you're getting your shake, you're doing your personal development, you're posting and you're talking to people, like, those are the only 5 things you have to do. As long as you're doing it every day, then you should be good. Will there be days where, like, your kid gets sick, or you have to go, you get a flat tire and, like, things happen? Of course. But the fact that you have a schedule and you know, like, as at the end of the day, as long as I do these things, I'll be fine. You don't have to do everything. Like, there are some days where I don't do all of the things on my list, but I do the important stuff first. So as long as I get those things done, I'm done. Like, for example, today, I still haven't cleaned out my inbox. That's not the most important thing to me, because you know what? They're going to be there tomorrow. They're not going anywhere. Like, you don't have to be a slave to your inbox. You don't have to respond as soon as somebody messages you back. They're not going to leave you. Although you think that, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. They want to do it. They're not going to forget about you. They're still going to be there tomorrow. So that's, like, my one activity that I haven't done that yet today. I might not do that today. I might do it tomorrow, and I'll just have more people to follow up with. But I did my invites. I did my adding to my network. I posted. I did all of my stuff for my team page, my check-ins, my challengers. All of that stuff is done. So at the end of the day, is it a big deal if I don't clean my inbox today? No. You know, like, life goes on, and they're going to be there tomorrow. Another thing that's important with your activities is you want to work with the willing, and that means you don't drag coaches who don't want to work this business. As badly as that sounds, it's the best thing that you can do. You cannot want it more for somebody else than they want it for themselves. And I know in the beginning when you have, like, 2 coaches and that's, like, the only coaches you have, and they're not doing anything, you're like, come on, like, why aren't you doing anything? Like, I want you to be successful. Yeah. Just go find more people, because they're probably going to quit anyway if they're not doing anything. So just go find more. My first 2 coaches are not coaches anymore. Actually, my whole first 6 months as a coach, I have 1 coach left who is still a coach.
Is think about, in your mind, a time in your business where you felt the way that I'm explaining. So there are 3 ways that you can be living as a coach, and the first one is called the caged life. So think about if I were to take a wild animal, whatever your favorite animal is, like a hippo or whatever, and I threw it in a cage, and I locked the door, and I just, like, left it there. The hippo would, I never used a hippo before, it's kind of funny. The hippo would be freaking out, like, oh my God, I'm in this cage, and it would try to get out. It would be afraid, first of all. It would be very frustrated trying to get out of the cage because it's not getting out. And think about when you were a brand new coach. You're the hippo now. right? Well, it's kind of bad actually, but you're the new coach, and you're afraid, and you're scared, and you don't know what to do, and then you start talking to people, and they're telling you no, and they're telling you no, and you're getting frustrated, right? Same thing. Then if I were to come back a month later, that animal would have resigned. It would be like, okay, I'm just gonna live in this cage my whole life. It would not still be clawing and trying to get out. It would get used to feeling that way. Same thing with you as a coach. If you're every day inviting, and no, you're getting frustrated, you're getting like annoyed, you're getting upset, you're getting pissed, you're gonna resign. You're like, this isn't for me. It's not working. Like, nobody's saying yes. Everybody's saying no. Instead of like figuring out maybe something you can change, you're just gonna get annoyed and get bitter and resign, and then that's when coaches quit. They quit when it gets hard. They quit when it's not going the way that they think it's gonna go, and they quit when they don't take the time to figure out what they can change about their approach. Instead of just doing that, they just kind of give up on themselves. So that is the cage life, and I'm not sure if any of you remember feeling that way. I mean, I could tell you, I've had times where I felt like that, like, what the hell, everyone's telling me no, what's going on? Everyone feels that way. But the second one, I feel like probably a majority of coaches are in this second part, the comfortable life, because if they weren't, then every single coach in the company would be in the Millionaires Club, would be like 15-star diamond if they weren't in the comfortable life. So think about your business now. Let's say the comfortable life is where you're hitting Success Club, you're adding coaches, your team's doing okay, right? You're doing fine, you're making money every week. Like you're having success, but that's it. You know, like nothing exciting's happening. You're just there, and you're a coach, and you're posting every day, and you're doing the activities, and you're seeing income, you're seeing Success Club points, you're seeing like some coaches on your team are hitting Success Club, you've got a few challengers that are losing weight, but that's it. It's comfortable, you're content with that, you're okay, you're like, well, I'm not completely failing, I'm hitting Success Club, so like I'm not a failure. And a lot of times people are just okay with being okay. They're okay with being average, they're okay with just like staying in this comfortable life. And how many of you right now feel like you're having success, but you're not having the level of success that you know you can, or that you want to have? I'm sure a lot of you, I can't see all of you guys, but those of you who are on this call, I'm sure at least at some point in your business, maybe you've already broken out of this, but you just feel like you could be doing more, or you deserve more, or you just want to be better, you know, you want to be top 10 or whatever, then that's when you got to move into the charged life. It's not okay. I mean, if some people, it's fine. Like, some people are okay with being okay, and that's fine. But those of you who want bigger things and want to make a bigger impact, you need to move into the charged life. And that's where you're fully engaged in your business. You're treating it like a job every single day. You're waking up and getting your workout done. You're plugging into your power hour. Maybe you're doing live power hours with your team. Maybe you're doing one-on-one calls with your coaches on your team. Maybe you're doing calls with their coaches. And you're working smarter, not harder. And you're seeing success. You're seeing your team climb the ladder. You're seeing coaches on your team leaving their jobs. You're seeing coaches on your team also having success. Not just you, because it's not just about you. It's about them too. And when they have success, and their coaches have success, and their coaches have success, you know what happens? You see a lot more success in your business too. And that is when everything just kind of like kicks in, and you're excited about what you're doing. You're engaged. You love what you're doing. You're sharing that on social media. That's the charged life. The coaches that you see in the top 10 or the Millionaires Club, like those people that like everybody knows them, they're living the charged life. They're not okay with just being in the comfortable life. They're not okay with just being okay. Like, they want more. They always want more. Even though they're number one, they still want more. They don't just say, okay, I did it. No, you keep going. You keep going every day. You treat every day like it's day one, then you will get to where you want to be. And that's what more people have to do. They have to just kind of not be okay with being okay anymore. And as soon as they understand that, and they move into that charged life, they're going to see changes in their business. And I can honestly say, like, I'm not okay with being okay. Like, why would you just want to be okay when you can be great? You know, why would you just want to be good and you can be great? So think about that. Where are some things some areas of your business where you're just like comfortable, you're just okay? Where are some things that you can do to kind of take it to the next level and change your approach up a little bit and make it more exciting and make it more like things that are going to actually bring success to you? Are you wasting time doing things that aren't actually earning money or building your business? Are you playing on Canva for 5 hours making the prettiest graphics? Or are you spending like 30 minutes on Instagram trying to connect with people? I think spending 30 minutes on Instagram connecting with people is better than spending 2 hours on Canva and having the best graphics. I mean, nobody cares what your graphics look like. So that's just something I wanted to kind of talk about because I think it's so important that you don't feel like you're stuck. You're never stuck in any of those areas. You can always move from one to the other. And now this is another kind of like deep PD kind of thing, but this is from Tony Robbins. I didn't make this. I made the slide, so that counts for something. But this is something that is so important, not just for you to understand for yourself, but also to understand for your coaches. Because we've all had those coaches where you get on a call and they're like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, like it's not working. And like, those are the most annoying calls. Like, I hate them. I hate talking to people who are just like, I tried everything, it's not working, blah, 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 blah. And I always ask them one question. What are you doing for your personal development? I know what their answer is. Well, I'm not. And I'm like, oh, I'm really not surprised. Like, you know, it's like every single time that people are pushing every day and they're still failing, it's because they're not doing their personal development without fail. So this success cycle here is going to help you understand how your actions are a reflection of your belief in yourself. So the first part, the number one part, potential. Everyone has potential to be successful in this business. Every single coach. We all have the same tools, the same resources, the same information. We may have different coaches, but honestly, like Lindsay Matway built this without a coach, so there's no excuse. We all have access to YouTube. We all have access to Google. We all have a brain. Like, we all have all of the same stuff. So why is it that some people are more successful than others? And that's because some people believe that they can be successful and others just don't believe they can. So the potential that you have as a human being is reflected in the actions that you take. So if you think like, yeah, I can do this, I'm going to be an awesome coach, I'm going to hit Success Club 10 this month, then you're going to take action to make that happen. You're going to message people every day. You're going to post every day. You're going to talk about a challenge group on social media. You're going to invite people to it. You're going to follow up with people. Maybe you're going to host a free group. Like, you're going to do things to make that happen because you know you can do it. And when you take massive action, what happens? You see results. And when you see those results, that just reinforces that potential that you thought you had in yourself. And you're like, oh my God, shit, I can do this. And that builds your belief. And every time you go through this cycle, you build your belief a little bit more. So the next month rolls around, I'm going to hit Success Club 20. So I'm going to take more action. I'm going to take massive action. I'm going to post 3 times a day. I'm going to invite 20 people a day. I'm going to talk to 120 people a week, new conversations. I'm going to add to my network. You're going to go at it every day because you know you can do it because you just did it last month. So you built that belief. And when you take massive action again, you're going to see results. That's going to reinforce your belief again, and you're just going to keep going around and around and just having success. So what happens when you have those coaches who are taking massive action every day? They're posting every day. I mean, they may not be the best posts, but they're posting, they're showing up. They're inviting people. They may not be forming relationships with people, but they're inviting people. That's usually the problem, though. Like, when people are like, I'm inviting every day. I always ask them, well, are you like actually building a relationship with people and like talking to them, or are you just inviting? And they're usually just inviting them. That's one trick there. And then also too, like, I'm posting every day. Well, are you adding value or are you just posting? That makes a difference as well. But there are coaches who are doing all of those things and they're putting themselves out there. And sometimes you're like, I don't know what the problem is. Like, why isn't it working for them? They're doing everything. I don't know what to tell them. It's the belief. They don't believe in themselves. And that's when you need to sit down with them and you need to talk to them and figure out what personal development is going to help them. You're going to have some suggestions for them. You're going to check in with them, make sure they're doing it. You're going to tell them, okay, in the morning, you're going to do it at whatever time you wake up, first thing in the morning, do your PD. Okay? If that doesn't work, before you go to bed, do your PD. Let me know when you did it. Or you're going to do something in your team page, not just for that one person, but hey, I want to see everybody's personal development takeaway. And then everybody posts on it. So that one person doesn't feel like they're being left out or that they're being singled out for not doing PD. I want to see everybody's. I post in my team, like my family page, a takeaway from my personal development. So they know I'm doing it. They know I'm doing it, then they know it's important. So that's just the cycle of success. It always comes down to that belief in yourself. And as things change and you feel like, oh my gosh, I was on top and now I'm on the bottom, you need to just work on yourself. That's always where it is. You need to work on yourself, and then you also need to identify the areas in your business that you just kind of need to tweak a little bit. You don't have to change them completely. You don't have to, oh, I watched this video on YouTube and Bonnie Engel does this, so I need to stop everything I'm doing and do that. Like, no, that's not exactly true. But maybe you can take some parts away from what you watched on that video, or maybe you can take away things from this call and implement them in your business. You don't have to change your whole system just because somebody else is doing something different. You just want to do what works for you. So I wanted you to answer these quick questions just because I don't believe in having calls without homework, because then you're like, oh, that was a great call, and then you just forget everything I said like 2 minutes later. So I want to know, what kind of life are you living now out of those lives, the cage life, the comfortable life, or the charged life, and where do you want to be? Number 2, what are you doing in your business that's not working? And what's your action plan to fix it? It's not enough to just say, it's not working, like sneak peeks aren't working, or my coach invites are not working, my Facebook ads are not working, whatever. What's your action plan to fix it? You can't just be okay with them not working and just like and just, oh, whatever, I don't need those. You know, you need to figure out a way to fix it. And then the number 3, this is so important. This is like really hard sometimes to answer, but where are you self-sabotaging in your business? So let me explain kind of what that means first, because it sounds like very violent, but it's really not. So let's just say, for example, we'll start with like a fitness thing, just for example's sake. So let's say you have 20 pounds to lose, and you started your program, and you really want to lose the 20 pounds, and you go and get your groceries, and as you're checking out, you see the Hershey bars, you're like, I can just get one. It's not going to make a big deal. Like, that's self-sabotaging your success, because having that Hershey bar, you know you're going to eat it, and you know it's not going to help. You know it's going to set you back further. So, like, people who they have a goal, weight loss goal, self-sabotaging for them would just be buying the junk and the shit that they don't need to be eating. So maybe in a business way, let's say, for example, maybe you suffer from playing the comparison game. I know this is huge. I know a lot of people do this, including myself sometimes. And maybe you're somebody who, when you see other coaches and you go to their pages and you see like, oh, well, they're doing this, I should do that. Or, oh, like, why are they so much more successful than me? We've been a coach the same amount of time. Like, if you do those things, that's self-sabotaging, because first of all, that's not doing you any good. That's taking away time that you can be dedicating to your business. That's taking your mind off the prize, like what you want. And also, like, it's just not good to do that. So if you have to, unfollow those people. Don't follow the people that make you feel like shit. You don't have to unfriend them. Just like unfollow. I don't want to see your posts anymore. You know, you can still be friends with them. You just don't need to see their stuff all the time. And if you're somebody who, like, you're not friends with them and you're going to their page to see it, then that's your own fault. Like, that's self-sabotaging. So don't do those things. I'm sure there's tons of other examples, but I wanted to give you one in, like, real life fitness and then one in your business. But I'm sure you can come up with some other things too. Like maybe you're waiting until the last minute to do your invites and then you're not doing them. That could be self-sabotaging as well. But that's about it. That's all that I have on here. So I do have time for questions just because I was late. So I will give you guys the full hour that I promised. So that's it.
Yay, thank you so much. That was awesome. There was a lot of things that you said that I am like, oh my gosh, I need to get back to doing that myself. You know what I mean? It's easy sometimes, you guys, to kind of like, I don't know, just getting your own way, I guess. But I love what you said. I really liked what you talked about with goals. We were talking about this in the chat box, but I love that you had that, what are you working towards, or what are you building towards? Income, recognition, like, what is your specific goal? I think that's something that's so important that you need to figure out. And it's okay to set income goals, and it's okay to set big rank advancement and going for elite and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to figure out what it is that you're shooting for, and it will really give you a good direction that you're going for in your business. So I really liked that. And I also liked how you had 2 parts to your why. What's in it for you, and what do you want to do for others, basically. I really think that that's a good way of kind of, focusing on yourself and your life and your vision, but also, on your mission and your purpose and how you're going to be able to use this to help other people. So I love that. Was there another? Oh, so Evie had a question. She said, what are your best tips to prevent self-sabotage? That's a good question.
Don't do it.
Personal development?
Really though, I mean, it depends what it is. Do you have an example? Like, would you be willing to share your self-sabotaging behavior? It would be easier for me to answer. Because if it's like buying food that's bad, just don't buy it. Like, it's just as simple as that. But would you be willing to share? I can answer it better if I know what your thing is.
Sure, I'd be happy to share. I noticed that every 2 weeks or so, it always happens around, like, I guess when I'm hormonal, the women's cycle. Just my eating habits just go to the trash. Like, my mindset is all over the place, and food has always been a comfort for me, I guess. So I always go back to the food. So I guess that's one area, and then I sabotage my actual results. And then business-wise would be, I guess, the inviting process, and just not following up would be one of my main weaknesses, I guess, in that situation.
Well, for the nutrition thing, are you somebody who like says, "Oh, I can't have that. I can't eat that. I can't eat those things"? Because if you do that to yourself like regularly, then it almost makes it like, like when you're a kid and you're like, oh, your parents just let you say like, oh, you can't drink, like makes you want to drink more. It's the same thing. Like, you can't have that. It just makes you want to have it more. So if you allow yourself to have that regularly, like, not every day, but like, it's okay to have one meal that's maybe not exactly what it needs to be. Then when you have it, you're not going to feel as bad about it, and then you're not going to continue to eat bad. Does that make sense? Like, it's going to be one little thing. Like, it's okay for me to have this one thing, but that's it. And also, too, if, like, chocolate is your thing, Greek yogurt and vegan chocolate Shakeology makes, like, the best chocolate mousse. And that's usually what I do when I want chocolate. And then for the inviting thing, as far as, like, is it that you're just not getting them done, or... Okay, there you go.
Sorry, I am. I guess it's just following up and figuring out when to take the conversation, like where to take the conversation. I guess I'm a bit confused when it comes to leading with the business and then transitioning over to fitness. Like, when they start talking to me about the fitness stuff, like, how do I bring up the business, or what would be the best techniques for that? I guess that's just kind of where I struggle.
Well, the first thing, I mean, with the follow, it's good to have a system, definitely, for sure. Like, it's good to have a system when you invite somebody. I usually follow up 2 days later, and then I follow up 3 days later, and then I follow up a week later. But if they've responded between them, I follow up like every 2 days, just to like be on their ass about it, because they've already like said, yeah, I want to do it. But as far as the, I'm trying to think. I mean, I know you said something about following up, but I don't know if it's like the fear of following up, the fear of like not of like inviting. Is it like you're afraid to invite, or is it that you You just don't know how to, because if it's the fear, you just have to think of like the day you got your box, right? Think of the day you got your box. You opened it up, you looked at your shake, you looked at your package. Maybe it was a challenge pack back then. I don't know when you signed up. Maybe you got your DVDs. You looked at the containers, like, damn it, how am I going to fit my food in these? These are so tiny. You know, you got all of that stuff, and you were so excited, and you were so ready to start your journey. That is what you need to think about when you're inviting people, because you want people to feel that too. You want people to have that experience when they get their box and they're all excited. That's what you're sharing. That's what you're inviting to. You're not just inviting to be in a group. You're inviting to change their life. And if you kind of switch your mindset around, like what you're doing when you're inviting, like I said before, I'm not just inviting people to lose weight. I know at the end of the day, I'm empowering them to conquer self-doubt and find that clarity and purpose in their life that I didn't have before Beachbody. And I think that really will help you as far as like making sure you're inviting people, because I mean, we're all here to help people, right? Like, and if you want to, everyone says that, like when you ask them, what's your why? I'm like, I want to help people. I'm like, okay, like that's great. So do I. Like everybody wants to help people, or we wouldn't be a coach. So if you're not inviting and you're not hitting Success Club, then you're not helping people either. And that's funny because that's what everyone says they want to do. So if everybody wants to help people, then you got to invite, you got to hit Success Club at the same time. I'm not sure if that answered your question or not, but
No, it did. It did. Thank
okay.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
There's another really good question. Lauren said, any tips on duplication within your team? I want to know about this one too.
Yeah, I mean, make it as simple as you can. Don't try to overcomplicate it, because then it's really hard for them to do the same thing for their coaches. I do a lot of like, I don't just do calls with my coaches. I do calls with my coaches' coaches. But when I do, I have my coach on the call with me, so they can see how I do it, so that they can do that for them, and then they can do that for their coach, and so on and so forth. I usually do like the first getting started right call if they want me to do it. Like if they have a business builder and they are like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this getting started right call. I'll do it for them, but I'll do it with them. I'll have them on the call with me. I'll have them introduce the coach to me, and I'll kind of lead the call. But I tell them, if there's anything you want to add, feel free to add it. Any tips that you have being a new coach that could help this coach out, make sure that you share it on that call. Also, we do, like we have our team page, and everyone's plugged into there, but my coaches also have their own team pages, so they just kind of share things from the whole page in their own, so they're positioning themselves as leaders. I have people who are Emerald who have team pages, and I think that's important to just kind of position yourself as a leader early. We have a team website. Everyone uses the website, so that's organized in that way. And then I do a lot of like I do, we do, you do. So for example, like my challenge group right now, I have a prep week, and I do a week-long prep week every other week. And I do live videos. So I'll talk about meal planning one day. I'll talk about meal prep. We'll talk about setting goals. I make them take their measurements and send me before photos. Kind of like if they're in a test group, I make them like commit fully, so that by Monday they can be ready to crush it. And I don't let them out of the prep week until they do all that stuff. Like I still have some girls who bought a challenge pack, who have Shakeology in prep week hell, who have not made their meal plan. They have not like figured out their container amounts. And I told them, like, you're not leaving until you get this stuff done, because you can't start until you have it together. So the coaches go through that, and I let my coaches who, like, you have a brand new coach and they sign up a coach and they're like, shit, I don't have a group. I let them do the prep week group with me. So like, for example, last week, one of my new coaches, I made her do one of the videos about the containers, because she's been in a prep week already. She kind of knows how to do it. And then maybe this one coming up, I'll have 3 of the videos done by other coaches, and I'll do like 2 of them. So eventually, like, I might not have to do any of it, but it's just really showing them and then doing it with them, and then kind of handing it off to them to do on their own. And I've seen so much success with just doing that. Like, I had 2 coaches this month who went through prep week together. Now they're success partners. They both signed up as coaches, because the one was like, I'm doing this, you're doing this too. The one hit Emerald and Success Club 10. The other one hit Success Club 6 in their first month as a coach. And I really attribute that to the fact that they had their shit together the whole time together. And then they were able to go through the group together, and they were able to see what they had to do as a coach, and it was so easy for them to just do it because they were in it, you know. And if you're just signing up coaches and you're not putting them in a challenge group and you're not leading and showing them the way, they're not going to know what to do for their people when they sign them up. They're just going to be like, I just signed people up and I don't know what to do with them. So that's definitely important. Even though they're a coach, it doesn't mean they don't do a challenge group with you. And I mean, you can't hold their hand the whole time, but you do want to kind of get them established to the point where they can go on their own, and then that's when they can run, and that's when they can like really crush it. So that's really it, I guess.
No, that's so good. I love that. Those are really good tips. And Lauren said too, she's like, just keep it silly, stupid, simple. I think that, yeah, I think I already said this, but it's so easy to overcomplicate this whole process, and you know, just keeping it simple. I think that's the reason why, like, my first year of my business was, like, one of my best years, because I think I was just doing it really simple and just following the basics and not overcomplicating and just staying in my lane. And then for some reason, we start to see success, and we're like, oh, I need to go do all these things differently for some reason. But really, it is just simple rinse and repeat, and I love that. I do, you do, or I do, we do, you do. I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, do you guys, I don't know if anybody has any other questions, but thank you so much, Carolyn, for your time and for, sharing all these great nuggets of info with us. We really appreciate it. And you guys, I will make sure to get this recording up as soon as I can. But if you don't have any other, oh yeah, do a post call giveaway. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So let's do a post call giveaway really quick, guys. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Okay, Carolyn, you're going to pick our book. Pick a personal development book, and then we're going to give it away to somebody on our call tonight.
Cool. This is fun.
Right?
Yeah, I'll do the one that I just finished. Unfuck Yourself.
Ooh, I like it already.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Well, it's like, it doesn't actually say unfuck on the book, but that's what it's called.
Yeah, okay.
It has a little asterisk on it.
Good. I love that. Okay, Unfuck Yourself. Yes. We are giving that away. Okay, guys, so pick a number between 1 and 150. I think it's different from the one Emma's reading, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I think those are two different things.
No, it's different.
Yeah.
I haven't read that one yet.
Two different fuck books. Oh, I love it. Okay. What did I say? 1 and 150, you guys? Hold on. I'm pulling up the number generator right now.
Oh. I thought I had to pick one. I was confused.
Oh, no. I mean, you could do that, too. That would be fun. Did everyone get a number in? I always do a little random number thing.
This is cool.
Actually, you know what? Well, no, you can see the numbers. I'm just going to do the random thing. Hold on. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you guys really quick. Ready? Okay. And the winner is 85. Woo! Okay, hold on. Let me stop my screen share. 85. Who's closest?
Yeah, without going over. $1.
No, just
$1, Bob.
closest in general. I think, is Ashley 78? Is that closest? That is what, 5, 6? You're the teacher. Are you? Just kidding, Carolyn.
I wasn't a math teacher.
I was kidding. 85. Or wait, no. Is that?
I
yeah.
taught kindergarten.
78. I can teach kindergarten. That's funny. I think you're the winner, Ashley. Is that right? Am I right, Lauren? Am I seeing?
I think
78.
Yeah.
I think that's the closest. Woo! Okay, what is the, Lauren, is it's Team for Evolution info, or teamforevolution@gmail.com? Team for Evolution info@gmail. Okay, there we go. With your address, and we will send you, and by we I mean Lauren, will send you the Unfuck Yourself book. Love it. Well, thank you guys so much for being on. Thanks again, Carolyn, for being on. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'm going to see a lot of you guys hopefully at Summit. And Carolyn, if I see you, hopefully I'll give you a big hug. Maybe we can find a bar and have some more dirty bananas. Love it. Okay, guys, have a good rest of your night. Chat with you soon.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Bye, guys.
Bye.